Hello everyone, welcome. So today we'll be discussing about the taxonomic categories. So we have earlier discussed in class 11 biology in the living world first chapter. We have already discussed what is biodiversity. We have already discussed how are organisms named, what is nomenclature, what is taxa, what is taxonomy, and what is systematics. Okay, so next coming to the taxonomic categories. There are various taxonomic categories. So the categories in which the taxonomy is arranged, that is taxonomic category, and there is a hierarchy which is being maintained, which is known as taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so now taxonomic categories and hierarchy, this would mean that insects will be recognized by some characteristics, the mammals will be recognized by some characteristics. Okay, so all of them will belong to different categories and they are known as the taxas. So one very well-known sentence that we follow to remember the taxa, what is it? King Phillips came over from Great Spain. Okay, so King Phillips came over from Great Spain. So K, this K would mean kingdom, P would mean phylum, C would mean class, O would mean order. Okay, F would mean family, G would mean genus, S would mean species. Okay, so we see that here we have talked about the various things. One is kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, then we have genus, and then species. So we have these different categories. So kingdom is the highest category, then it is subcategorized into the phylum, then again it is subcategorized into the class, then further the subcategory is order, then we have family. Okay, then we have the genus, and then specifically the species. So this is the order that has been followed. Okay, so now going ahead with that. So the lowest part we have species. This is very much individualized, which have fundamental similarities. So these group of organisms with fundamental similarities, they are said to be species. So if we consider Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, that is potato, or Panthera leo, so all these three names, indica, tuberosum, leo, so you see here the last word indica, here tuberosum, or here leo, they represent the specific epithet. Okay, whereas the first word, which is Mangifera, Solanum, or Panthera, they are the genera, or which represents the higher taxon. Okay, so here we have the genus. So genus is basically group of related species, that is a genus. So there are two or more species which belong to the same genus, like we have Solanum lion, leopard and tiger, all these things, they all belong to the Panthera. So whether we speak about lion or leopard or tiger, they all belong to the genus of Panthera. Okay, so that is where it is. Lion is Panthera leo, leopard is Panthera pardus, whereas tiger is Panthera tigris. So they all belong to the same genus of Panthera. Okay, next we are coming to the family. So here again we have got the genus. There are few genus which is grouped together, few genera are grouped together to form a family. So now in the family what happens? So among plants there are three different genera, which is Solanum, Petunia and Datura. So they are placed in the family of Solanaceae. Okay, among animals we have Panthera, which comprise the lion, tiger, leopard, is put along with the genus of Felis, which is cats. So they belong to the same family. The lions and the cats belongs to the same family. So we have some features why they are put into the same family. Next we have the order. So order, so there are few there are the genus, the species, the families. So the families are put together in the order. So their similar characters are less in number as compared to that in the genera included in a family. So plant families like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Polemoniales, mainly based on the floral characters. The animals Carnivora includes families like Felidae and Candidae. So that is an order. So they belong to Carnivora. Now various orders will be put together to form a class. So now the order Primata, which includes monkeys, gorillas, gibbons and all those, is placed under Mammalia along with the order Carnivora, like tiger, cats, dogs and all. So they belong to the class of Mammalia. Now various classes will put together to form a phylum. Okay, so phylum would be like fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, along with mammals. They are put under phylum. Okay, so we have the notochords and dorsal hollow neural system. So these are the features which are included in the phylum Chordata. Next we have the kingdom. So when we talk about the kingdom, there is this phyla put together to form kingdom, like kingdom Animalia, kingdom Plantae. So there is again as we go high up, what happens is the number of similar characters is reduced. Okay, but as we come down from kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, the number of similar characteristics will increase. Okay, next. So now if we have here, we can see the organisms with their taxonomic categories. So if we have man, Homo sapiens. So the genus is Homo. They belong to the family of Hominidae. They belong to the order of Primata. Class is Mammalia and they belong to the Chordatas. Whereas housefly, which is Musca domestica, the genus is Musca. Muscidae is their family. Diptera is their order. Class Insecta, and Arthropoda is their phylum. Okay, next, mango, Mangifera indica. So they belonged to Mangifera genus. Anacardiaceae is their family. And Sapindales is the order, Dicotyledonea is class, and Angiospermae is their phylum. Next we have wheat, which is Triticum aestivum. Triticum is the genus. Poaceae is their family. Suppose is the order Monocotyledona, class, and then they have the phylum of Angiosperma. Next, we have the taxonomical aids. What are taxonomical aids? Taxonomical aids are those aids which are used to study the taxonomy. Okay, the taxonomical categories, because there are so many extinct species. So if any species comes in, then we should be able to identify them and classify them into a category based on the characteristics, right? So there are various taxonomical aids. The first one is herbarium. So herbarium is nothing but it's a storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed and preserved on sheets. So they are preserved on sheets. Now these sheets, they are arranged according to the classification, the universal accepted system of classification. Now these specimens along with their descriptions on herbarium sheet becomes a storehouse or repository for future use. Now herbarium sheets are always labeled with the providing the information about the date, the place of collection, English or local and botanical names, the family, the collector's names, etc. Okay, then we have botanical garden. Botanical garden is a collection of living plants for reference. Okay, so now plant species, they are identified, the purpose is also identified, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical or scientific name and its family. There are few famous botanical gardens, which is Kew in England, Indian Botanical Garden Howrah in India, and at National Botanical Research Institute, that is in Lucknow, which is in India. Next we have the museums. So museums are educational institutes which are set up, such as schools, colleges, they are generally in that way. And museums, they have a collection of preserved plants and animal specimens for study and reference. Okay, now plants and animal specimens, they are preserved as dry specimen. Insects, you can see them, they are being preserved by collecting and killing and pinning them up in a liquid. They are being preserved. So museums, they often have even a collection of skeletons even. Next we have zoological parks. Like how in botanical garden we have live plants, in zoological parks they have a collection of the live animals in their environment that they live in. So that is also replicated. Okay, so they are kept in protected in the environments under human care, and which enable us to learn about their food habits, behaviors. All animals in a zoo are provided as far as possible the conditions similar to their natural habitats. Children love visiting the zoos, as we see. Next we have key. Keys is another taxonomical aid which is used for identification of plants and animals based on similarities and dissimilarities. So the keys are based on contrasting characteristics, generally in a pair couplet. So they are made into a couplet and then they are said about yes or no. Okay, similar and dissimilar characteristics. Now this represents the choice made between two opposite options. So there is a result in the acceptance of only one and rejection of other. So each statement is the key, and that is called the lead. So that is how they are being classified. So that is known as a key. Keys are generally analytical in nature. Flora, manuals, monographs and catalogs are some of the other means of recording description. So they also help in correct identification. Flora contain the actual account of habitat and distribution of plants of a given area. These provide the index to the plant species found in a particular area. Manuals are useful in providing information for identification of plants the name of the species that is found in an area, and monographs contain information of any one taxon. So that's the end of the chapter. Thank you.